So today, this news update is a little bit different than normal, given the fact that I wasn't quite sure how to present this in a form that I typically do. But yet, I want to thank the RTD community viewer that sent me this link to share, because this is something I didn't even hear about from the mainstream news, definitely not in the alternative media world as well. And so here's an article, a couple articles I'm going to share with you, but most importantly, pay attention to how the story is spun out in reference to it being Sultan of Coins to be executed in weeks. And this is out of the Tehran News. And then another article is going to mention a different way in which they want to position it. But at the end of the day, it's the idea that a gentleman here, as of this month, will lose his life due to the idea that he's labeled as a hoarder. He was hoarding gold coins on top of whatever else he might have been involved in. But the primary focus of this gentleman utilizing his right as a citizen to hold sound money in his possession in excess of what might be considered a little bit of the norm. But what is the norm nowadays when central banks and governments are borrowing, printing into oblivion? But anyway, here it says Sultan of Coins to be executed in weeks. And so it's a short article. Actually, all the articles related to this event here is quite short with not much detail. So on the surface, we just told that this guy is being put to death because he was involved in hoarding gold coins, which, as it says here, agitated the markets. And so it says Vahid Mazlouman is expected to be executed in less than a month. Gholam Hussein Ismaili, head of Tehran's province's Justice Department, told Tasnim News Agency on Thursday Mazlouman was arrested in July on charges of having hoarded 2 tons of gold coins in order to agitate the gold market. And so when I read that statement there, but if you dive a little bit deeper, it really pinpoints the threat behind doing something that's not considered conventional and mainstream at this point. And if I just highlight this word here, hoarded, basically means to hold and to gather up. But if I look at the actual definition, hoard, it says amass and hide or store away, reserve in the mind for future use. So the idea of just accumulating something, hiding it in your own possession, to reserve in mind for future use can be considered as something dangerous these days. And then to scroll down further, the word agitate, make troubled or nervous, campaign to arouse public concern about an issue in the hope of prompting action, to stir or disturb briskly. So the very idea that this gentleman was holding in his possession something that is considered an issue with no concern whatsoever to the public, it was just him prompting action of being able to actually retain purchasing power in his own possession amongst anything else he might have done that we're not aware of. But so this is just a report that we're told on the surface about a man who's been put to death for hoarding gold coins, which agitated the market. And then here's another article here from New York Post that says Iran arrested suspected gold hoarding Sultan of Coins. So here it goes down a little bit more into some details. It says he was hoarding about 2 tons, will be the equivalent of around 250,000 coins in his possession. Granted, he's a coin dealer, so he has access to gold. And we all know the current economic crisis in Iran, so it's not too surprising. But it says Iranians have stocked up gold coins and other safe haven investments as the local currency has plummeted in recent months. The Iranian rial has plunged to 90,000 to the dollar, double the government rate at 42,000. So is it of surprise that someone would be willing to hoard, i.e. save in their possession something tangible that's outside the manipulation of a currency that's being devalued massively? So just something to consider. And then the very last article here is from CNN. It says Iran executes Sultan of Coins for financial crimes. And so here we have financial crimes. So basically, wherever you're located at on this planet, if you're trying to protect yourself from your local national currency by holding something tangible outside of the manipulation of fiat currencies, then it will be or could be considered a financial crime. So just wanted to take a quick minute to share some articles with you in reference to this story here that I knew nothing about. So I want to thank the RTD viewer who sent this to me today. But more importantly, this is a great example of what could happen in a worst case scenario where you are being a wise steward of your finances by holding it outside of paper and digits, and you actually decide to hold physical in the form of getting your weight up. So wanted to bring this to you guys. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. More importantly, if you find this informative, share this so others can find out what's going on out here. Other than that, see you later.